Project VMAX, France's hypersonic weapons system. France is joining the Hypersonic Missile Club. Project VMAX, experimental hypersonic maneuvering vehicle, aims to create a hypersonic glider with a speed of more than 3,700 miles per hour, or Mach 5, by 2021. Many countries are acquiring them, hypersonic missile, and we have the know-how to develop them, announced Defense Minister Florence Parly. We could no longer afford to wait. A few nations have fielded or are developing hypersonic weapons, notably the US, Russia and China. Russia's Vanguard nuclear-armed glider boosted atop an ICBM high into the upper atmosphere, reportedly zooms down on its target at Mach 27, leading Russian President Vladimir Putin to declare it unstoppable by US missile defenses. America's DARPA Defense Research Agency has tested gliders that have reached speeds of more than Mach 20, while the US military is working on a joint boost glide vehicle. France could be the first European nation to develop its own hypersonic weapons. The effort appears to be aimed at, with Paris recently awarding a contract to modify a proposed air-launched supersonic cruise missile. Under the VMAX project, being led by Ariane Group, a joint venture between Airbus and France's Safran, the air-to-surface ASN-4G missile, which will replace the medium-range ASMP, could possibly be configured to travel at hypersonic speeds, said French news agency. The ASMP, or Air Salmon Portée, has an estimated speed of Mach 3 and a range of 300 miles. Assuming Project VMAX is faster and perhaps has a longer range, the new weapon seems closer to Russia's Kh-47M2 Kinzhal, a Mach 5 to Mach 10 weapon, based on the ground-based Iskander ballistic missile that is lofted into the air by T-22M3 bombers and even MiG-31 jet fighters. Russia also has deployed the Zircon, a Mach 5 anti-ship missile that Western navies fear may be too fast for their shipboard anti-missile defenses to stop. It's no surprise that France wants skin in a hypersonic game that will likely have a profound influence on 21st century warfare. The high speed of hypersonic missiles give them an edge over anti-missile sensors and interceptors designed against older and slower missiles. And unlike ICBMs, whose warheads re-enter from space at Mach 23, but on predictable and interceptable paths, hypersonic gliders can maneuver in the atmosphere like ultra-fast airplanes. The goal is high-speed maneuverability, explained a report by France's DGA Defense Procurement Agency. That's how it differs from a ballistic trajectory. Once the initial speed is reached, we can play with speed and altitude to move up and down, to the left and to the right, creating a trajectory that is more difficult to intercept. France can bring considerable know-how to hypersonic development, including an advanced aerospace industry that has produced legendary weapons such as the Mirage fighter, the Exocet anti-ship missile and a Rafale fighter that is a competitor with advanced jets. It has already conducted studies of hypersonic propulsion as part of modernization of the nation's missile arsenal. Yet what is surprising is that the first test flight would take place by the end of 2021. That means a first flight within less than 3 years, a short time to develop weapons that can push the boundaries of aerodynamics and material science will be limited in terms of payload, flight time and range. Nonetheless, as Europe ponders tending to its own defenses, European security, cutting-edge arms will be key. France cannot afford to be left out of the hypersonic game. Thank you for watching. Please like, share, comment, and subscribe.